We had like 3 or 4 days in a row of 93, 95 degree heat, and today's not too bad. It's hot, but it's cooler in the evening, so I'm out here. I have flywheel, what do you call it, the pulley on top dead center on the line with the case. I have the notch. You see there's a little notch right there in the distributor. That's number 1, so it's on number 1. So my exhaust and intake valves right here on number 1 are at their highest point, and I have to adjust them out 0.006 if I can find the feeler gauge that Don left here. Here it is. Hard to see, but it does say 0.006. And you just stick that in there. You can't do that with one hand though. You stick that puppy in there, and you tighten the little screw. I'll put you on the stand so I can do at least one with you. Okay? Very easy. I don't know how good the lighting is going to be because the light's behind me and the one in front of me is on the other side of the engine, so I've got a good flathead screwdriver. I've already cracked the nut. It's probably pretty tight. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Which is a nice thing because now I can just back the nut off. I know we're at top dead center. And this one's got the little bent feeler gauge. And it's Dawn's, it's not mine. I'm going to back it off. I'm going for the broke here. Pull the rocker out. And I'm just going to... This is left-handed too, so... Just a little bit of grip in there. Perfect. Oh, right there. So now I'm going to hold the screwdriver. It's on a flat, it's on a flat plane, so I'm going to spin this down. My 13 on here. Just a good hand tight. This one is loose. As far as how loose it is from the valve, I don't know. So, crack that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's tight. It's a good thing. Okay, here's my 06. Hope you're pointed at me here. Yeah, not bad. 006. Now popping out. Nice and dry. Got a big area in there now, so I can get the thing in there. Oh, I can feel it bottoming out. A little more. Oh, I pushed on the rocker. Feel it just kiss it right there. Yeah, and I can pull it out. So let's spin the nut down. Make sure it doesn't turn. Use the open end. And right there. Now I just got to spin the crank so that these two are on the compression stroke. And it goes 1, 4, 3, 2. So this is 1 and 2, I believe. I know this is 1. I do have the diagram over here. We could go by that. So. Let's see. Oh, the page turn. Awesome. Yep. This is 1. So, I'm going to go over here and do 4. Probably bring you with me. That can't hurt. Now the cover's on. So let me put the legs out here. There we go. Let me see what you see. Okay, not too bad. Take the cover off. I went the other way because I don't want to kick the stand over there. These come off with my fingers because they're not tight at all. And I don't even have the gaskets in them yet, so the cover's off. So your right rear looking at the engine is number 1. This is number 4. This is 3, and that is 2 in the front. Put these somewhere safe. Get my wrench and my screwdriver. Okay, I'm going to bring it up to number 4. The engine turns to the right, and it's kind of hard to turn from the front now because it has compression, so I'm going to have to use a rag on the flywheel. So there's 1. Mother, this thing is tight. Yep, that's close. Okay, 1, 4. So I'm in the middle here. I can see them teetering. I want to get one at its highest point. Right there. I'm going to do this one first. We'll crack that one. Get the feeler gauge. If I can find the 13. I don't want to put those down. It's in my pocket. Oh. Okay, pull it out. I know it's teetering. It's teetering on the center cam. It doesn't move. It just teeters a little bit. Okay, it's my .006. I'm a righty, so I gotta get over here. Sorry. No, I'm blocking the view. Just gotta get this set. Ooh, that was actually perfect right there. Now, I don't even know if these are the original rocker arms from this engine, but I know it's from one of the two, and they were both 1600s. Where's that smooth? Okay, it goes about right there, so I'm going to hold it. A nice good prick. That's about 25 pounds. I'm just kidding. All these were cleaned, so everything's probably way off. What I'm going to do is turn the engine till this valve is fully open, because I think it's pushing it in too much right now. So I want to see it raise it to its top dead center, or to its highest point. That's not easy to do. This thing's there. Alright, that one's going up. Now I can tell this one's at its highest point. Back that off with the flathead. Yeah, see like a little bit. I'm going to pull it out. Put my feeler gauge in. Put the gauge in first. Let's turn this one. I feel a little snug. Just be able to pull it out. I know that ain't gonna turn, it's all tight. That's in there. Presto! 2 of them are done. I got 4 more. I'm not gonna waste video time doing that. I'd rather be paying attention to them. And I don't want to kick my camera over. So I got 2 more here and 2 more in the front, and I should be good to go. And I'll turn you back on in a few minutes. Alright, well, things are flying on. Here's a little trick. Put a center punch in the hole. Get your cardboard piece in there. They call it a gasket, more like a piece of cardboard. Get your first 10mm bolt lined up in the one with the slot. Get the nut on it and start to tighten it down. When you get it tightened down, pull this one out, and that hole lines up. And you can just grab another nut. I got these from Rich, but they're too short. I got to use the ones that came with the kit, so this is them. That in there. I think it's a 10mm. It's hard to do lefty. I always say that. I'm trying to talk over the music because it's like heavy metal, and I don't want anybody to hear what it is. Not that I care, but people don't want to hear it. So it's actually like Megadeth. Alright, I got my wrench. Gonna hand tighten them up, I think. Maybe. Can't hear it in the wind, right? I think they're 10s. No, they're 11s. Alright. Got like 4 more to put in. 2 more to put in. Red. What did I do today? Well, we set the rocker arms. 0.006. I had to loosen the exhaust up to get these in because I put the intake in. The chrome tins are on. The spark plugs are in. All the stainless hardware for the intake manifolds in. The booties are in. The gasket's in between the thingies on both sides. Distributor is in. It's in the right spot. 1, 4, 3, 2. If you don't know that, quit now. You have 4 wires. 2 are short, 2 are long. Of course, the 2 that are long go from here to there. 2 that are short go from here to there. Not very hard. The only thing missing is the intake. I mean not the intake, the fan shroud. But I can't put it in until the generator becomes an alternator stand, because this is the wrong one. And I have no oil pump. Big hole, no oil pump. They are on order. $135 later last night, and I will have an oil pump. I will have the screen, the magnetic pickup that goes in the cover, the chrome cover, the alternator stand, and there was something else. What the heck was it? I'll show you a picture. I have pictures of what I ordered. But the intake is in and on and done. There's nothing else to it. I got some little yellow wire ties holding it down here and there. I like to run it across the top of the intake because it doesn't get that hot here. You get fuel running in there. It's very tricky to get these booties on. What you do is you pull this piece almost all the way out of it, and you get it on the plug, and then you work the seal in and then you click it on the plug. It's very hard to do unless you've done it before. Looking good. I got a few holes to plug. I can't have that. I can't have this. I can't have this. I believe it's this one, or this one goes to the distributor. This one goes to the front of the distributor. This one goes to the back of the vacuum on the distributor on the other style engine. I have a picture of that too. Now, you got to watch these fuel lines. You don't buy 1/4-inch fuel line and stick it on here. This one has a barb. The early ones were just a straight tube, and I don't even think it had a bump in it. It was just a straight tube, and then it ended. Very, very dangerous. You put a 1/4-inch fuel line over a metric tube, and it just popped right off. And a lot of these, they didn't even use clamps. Why you wouldn't use a clamp, I don't know. That would be stupid. But this one has a barb. If anything, I'm going to use a couple wire ties, or I don't like clamps because they tend to shatter. They like to break apart. But it's a beautiful carburetor. It's an MP. I think that was like the exhaust. That was weird. This is $108, and I think this was $108 when I bought it. So there's $216 right there. This was like $40. These were made by these were the stock ones, all sandblasted. We powder coat them. These things are like $35-40. Chrome tins, $35-40. Everything's like $35-40. This, remember, we bed linered it and then I painted it red. I do see one little problem. It's going to be behind the tin there. Tin is very sloppy. It if I didn't have the oil cooler in the way, and then the exhaust is in the way, you got to get it over this. I got to have a bottom tin. I got to get that piece too. Never thought of that, but everything gets in the way because this is all aftermarket stuff. It's kind of close, but I can see that, you know, my little 10mm bolt that's going to go in here, right there, that all lines up. That all lines up. That's a good reference point. But on a dual port, sometimes these are a bitch to get in here. There's a little tin gasket that goes into there, and I can see my stud is out because it's right here. Now I did a double nut. This is all stainless steel. I did it for a reason. It's a bitch to get in there with a wrench. So in the open one, I put a stainless Allen metric. That'll go right in there. I'm going to put that back in right now so I don't forget. Your tin's going to get all nasty. This isn't the greatest chrome in the world. It's like single chrome. I'm sure that fan has caused some havoc. I got my waxy fingers all over it because I was putting Lucas on every bolt that I put in just for, you know, nice smooth thread into the aluminum, like this intake bolt. I put Lucas on that. It's a wax, you know, works good. I have my torque wrench. It's right here. Right there. My neighbor brought it over. We're going to get 253 pounds out of that torque wrench. And tighten the gland nut right here. I got mosquitoes trying to eat me. Copper nuts, chrome, red, silver, black. That's the idea. So yeah, I can't wait till my alternator stand gets here. My fuel pump with a filter gets here. So I'm going to put this back in. After this, I'm going in. You have a good night. I have like a dozen or so pictures, not many. I'm sure you've seen it before. If you haven't, you're on the wrong channel. So have a good night. And thank you for watching. I think the best part is looking down in here and seeing how clean it is and how filthy it was. That is amazing. In the video where I whip the camera around looking at all the nuts that are in this thing. That is beautiful. 253 foot-pounds right there. Alright, there's the frame. There's the engine inside. I'm going to go to my friend Hank's place and we're going to powder coat this thing red and white. Alright, see you in a bit. So here I am at Hank's. I brought my little placard with me for the fan shroud. I brought him a Arizona ginseng, whatever the heck it is, green tea, but he's not here. And just standing outside the door where we do the, the work. He does the work. He does amazing aluminum casting, stuff like that. He can make just about anything. And I'm walking around and I look over and look at what's on the ground. It's the alternator stand that I couldn't find. I probably threw it in the alarm pile, in the aluminum pile. Yeah, the alarm pile. The aluminum pile, and completely forgot I threw it there. Here's the difference. See that big step off in the front? See that big shelf? Well, a generator stand doesn't have that. Zunderforge is Zunderforge. That's Zunderforge. Firing order 1432. Well, what a different. This is like 22 bucks. I have a brand new one on order because I was sick of looking for this. But what do? I'm going to clean it up. See if I can get the nut off. And I take the oil cap off, and there is a flat nut in there with like a slot. You need a special tool to get it off, or a good screwdriver, or just beat the hell out of this and get it off because I have a nice aluminum one that can go on and replace this. But I could have my engine together in no time now. So I'm going to throw this back in the truck. Throw it in the Jeep. I'm going to go get some food with Bob. And hopefully we're meeting Hank later on here to do a little powder coating, I hope. Got my tablet's got like 13%. Smile. You are on camera. You are on camera. This is Hank's garage. It's like pitch black out. That's the front door. That's actually the powder coating oven in there. I'm going to go around back to the side door. And I'm going to show you my, like I said, I found my alternator stand in the ground over here. And I sandblasted it, and we're going to powder coat it tomorrow. Hank's going to powder coat it tomorrow. No? So what I did is sandblasted everything. So we can just hang it up, spray the powder, go to town. So we're going to make this red with a white insert. This thing's going to be red. And pop it on and hopefully have an engine turning before you know it. Red bacon. I was thinking my cousin Fred has a Chevy truck. We're going to make this. I was thinking we make this and have it say Fred, and we'll put it on the front of his Chevy truck. That'd really piss some people off, huh? They're like, oh, look at that. It's a Fred truck. That would be This cool. Is the old oil cap assembly. Had to beat the piss out of it to get the thing off. That went on this right here. Beat the piss out of it with a hammer to get that thing. I even cut it with the die grinder and still didn't want to come off. Had that little piece. I didn't want to ruin the aluminum, so I destroyed this thing. Now, aside from powder coating, Hank cast aluminum. He takes things like the Ford emblem and turns it into this. It says Power Stroke International Turbo Diesel, and this is like polished aluminum. There is hours of work into this thing. I won't pick them up because I'm famous for dropping things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has them in chrome. It's a different design. Same thing, just as shiny. It's got a black edge. This has got a polished edge. This one's got a black edge. And these things are huge. How wide are they? Like 6 inches?
9.
9 inches
9
wide.
3.5.
3.5 inches tall.
3/4 inches thick.
3/4 inches thick.
Anyway,
He also makes these.
1 pound, 4 ounces.
These are little coins that get bonded to what? A truck?
Those go
Military
to
truck?
Jankel Jeeps.
Jankel Jeeps. Black powder coated, polished. Actually made this. This had to be 2 years ago now, maybe 3.
Oh, more than that.
This was the
That was
like the demo.
2008 we did that.
This thing sat on my wall for a good 2 years. Well, that's what the screw hole is.
Yeah.
But I just blasted it. We're gonna recoat
I was
it.
looking at the molds because the molds have dates on them, and that was 2008 we did those.
And I'm looking at these.
7 years ago.
7 years ago. This says RB for Red Baron. This was going to be the side cap on a Honda 250. We were going to mount it over the bubble, but we didn't. I mean, I don't think we even cast this one, or we did, and we can't find it. So what we're going to do is, I want to make one for here and bond it to the threaded cap.
Hey, look at this.
So that way...
This doesn't have a date on it, but that is the mold for that.
Yeah, here's the mold.
And this is the mold for the headlight bracket.
Yeah. Can only redo that. The poor Lamerit. It's upside down.
Yeah.
I can't see that close. This is the mold for one I have at home. It's what, MDF?
Yeah.
That was when we were doing the resin thingy.
That was photopolymer resin before I had the CNC.
And I mean, the detail is so fine. You put a needle head in that crack.
And it picked it up too.
Yeah, it came out. This is one of the first really detailed ones we did.
Boy, yeah. Let me see. I'm going to put it back. It's not going to get wet. Back in the box.
This is actually the second version of this one. It's dished. It used to go in the front of the Honda on the side of the case.
Yeah. Clutch cover.
But this was the first one. This was the flat one we did. And it sat on my wall, like I said, a good 2 years. Now it's going to be on the Volkswagen engine, which is pretty cool.
Hey.
German car.
Don't forget to let them know what you mean.
Holy rear end cover.
Ford Super Duty.
Big. Bring it over here. Got him
Oh, wow, got damaged.
Got damaged? Now this is the plug, right? You can fix that.
Mold pattern.
For the rear end cover and a what?
Ford Super Duty.
This thing is huge.
10.5-inch ring gear.
Neat if it said like Patriot stuff. Not that you could make a Patriots one in a day. That's it.
I also did a
I'm going home. Multinational Harvester.
Dana 60 cover that I'm doing.
Yeah. I am going home. He's going crazy. He's crazy. Look at him. He's in his own little world. He knows what I'm saying. I gotta find this. I want that to be my oil cap. Like bond it on
Hey,
there.
I'm not giving you a finger when I do this.
You do what? What are you doing? Why? How many? You only got a couple fingers?
That's fucking right. Get it straight.
Say goodbye. Bye, Hank. He's crazy. Get me out of here. I gotta go home. It's pretty dark out. I gotta go home. No. Fuck it. This one is awesome. I love the polished edge.
A lot of work.
Whew. Thank God mine's thin.
You know what's funny? I never do the outside edge, but the other day I kind of got on a little roll with that one.
Somebody wanted it. I like the polished edge one versus the black.
I do too, but you know what? To spend 2.5 more hours on it for $150 just isn't worth it.
Yeah, these are anybody wants one. They're $150. You can just leave me a message and I'll give you his email.
GraniteStateFoundry.com.
GraniteStateFoundry.com. You can make these. You got one of these, don't you?
Yeah, it's
you
gonna say Chuck.
Yeah, but didn't you have one that said Ford you made?
Oh, I got a lot of them. Yeah, go on the website.
Let me go over here. We got Batman. Here's all the ones that got to be cut off. Don't tread on me. He made a Batman for himself. International. Triton.
Triton X for 10. The V10 Triton.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, well, not a very popular one.
And he's got crazy marine plaques that are bronze that he copies and duplicates. No, we did not scab them anyway. Where'd you get these?
Granite State Salvage, actually.
Really? Someone scabbed them all?
No,
probably.
the American Legion had replaced all the
plastic ones, right?
Yeah, so the metal ones with plastic ones. They junked them.
This is like that's like 4 pounds in
yeah,
bronze.
at least 4 or 5 pounds. Yeah, they junked them all, and I got them all.
Yeah, they replace them with plastic because if they don't, people just steal them and scrap them, or melt them, or
well,
whatever.
when they turn them into the scrap yard, they have to give them ID and everything now, so they really can't get away with it.
Yeah.
And then they get
Nice. All right, I'm going home. Have a good night.